Good evening. For the record, I'm a former Brownie, and I sold the most Girl Scout cookies in my troop, which was Troop 2259. I'm with the. I already saw Dave push this earlier, and I still did the same thing. I'm not going to talk long. I think most of you all know or have heard about the CCC, the Citizens Conservation Corps, West Virginia. It's a recreation or revitalization of the old CCC in the 30s during the FDR era. The CCC in the 30s, it was the CCC boys, and they did work in America's forests, a lot of work in, you'll see a lot of state parks, even here in West Virginia, across the country. But these young men, and it was young men only at the time, and the CCC of today is both men and women of all ages. But in the old CCC, it was young men that worked for a very small wage, and they had to send most of that wage back to their families. It started, the CCC concept and the CCC started reappearing across the country in the early 80s. And there's 144 or 146 service and conservation corps across the country, similar to the CCC of West Virginia. We're one of the few that is a statewide organization. We're a nonprofit corporation. We've been in existence since 1993. Mr. Martin, our CEO, is in the back. He's actually been with the CCC since '93. I've been with the CCC since '98. When you look at the CCC and the projects we do, and of course, we're extremely excited to be a part of this Reaching the Summit Community Service Initiative. If not for the projects we've already tackled, and we'll still have people come up and ask us, you know, what are you all thinking? This is huge. Can you do it? Are you all ready for 40,000 Boy Scouts? And I kind of compare it to when we first started the state's courtesy patrol program back in 1998. Now this is by far a lot larger than when we first started the courtesy patrol, but we didn't know exactly what we were getting into then. It was the largest welfare reform movement in the nation for 1998. We took over 140 individuals off the welfare rolls, placed them into training, education, and 25 trucks that are patrolling 800 miles of 4-lane highway across the state. So you've got 25 areas of patrol still operating today with a communication center that has to stay in contact with those trucks. And it really taught us how to manage. It taught us about logistics, and it taught us that there is no downtime. I mean, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. So that sort of kick-started us and propelled us into six or seven other projects that we do today. We operate the First Tee of West Virginia, which is a youth development program that utilizes the game of golf to teach core values to young people. So they're teaching honesty, integrity, courtesy, sportsmanship, judgment, respect, leadership. So we've got young people as 4 all the way up to age 17, and we have 6 programming areas throughout the state of West Virginia. And one of the newest initiatives is a national school program that's part of the First Tee, where we're going into eventually all elementary schools in the state of West Virginia to introduce the core values into the physical education classes. And that kind of mirrors what we're going to be doing here in this 9-county region for the Reaching the Summit Community Service Initiative. But we're actually going to be going into all schools, elementary, middle, and high school, speaking to the entire student body and introducing them to the Reaching the Summit Community Service Initiative. For short, as Dave said, he would refer to it as the Summit. I refer to this as the initiative from here on out. But we're going to go into all of those schools, and I heard Dave talk about service, youth, community. That's what it's all about, and those are common denominators that the CCC feels very strong about, and we have to reach out to our youth. So that's going to be one of our initiatives, and one of our approaches is to go into these schools and work with the county champions and superintendents in each of the schools to pull that off. In addition to the First T and the Courtesy Patrol, we also are trail builders and operate trail projects throughout West Virginia. We have young people ages 16 to 24. They're in the New River Gorge National Park Service, the Harpers Ferry National Park Service. We're in the Eastern Panhandle, C&O Canal, the Mining Academy in Beaver, NCTC in Shepherdstown. We're North Bend State Park in Parkersburg. We've worked on the Caperton Decker Trail in Morgantown. We do beautification projects for the city of Beckley, city of Huntington, and pretty much any county or crevice or city throughout the state. We're doing some type of community service project or work and reaching out to, again, these young people. We also operate a 12-state VISTA program where we have 75 vistas in 12 states. It's called the Appalachian Coal Country Team. We're the fiscal sponsor for that project. And we also work with the Challenge Athletes of West Virginia, and it's an adaptive ski program at Snowshoe. So that's kind of an overview of CCC and why we're bold enough, I guess, to take on this challenge. But if it's not for the communities and great leadership in each of these counties, it won't get done. I can say it's been exciting and it's been different in every county we've gone to. And there's some type of plus or jewel in each of the counties that we've been to. The county commission here and the leadership here has been phenomenal. And we walked out of our first meeting saying we don't have anything to worry about with Wyoming County. So that energy has continued. I know 2013 seems a long way off, but it's really not. I love the ideas that have been generated here. The project applications we talked about, which we're going to release and leave down here this evening. 40,000 scouts, 8,000 scouts per day for 5 days, potentially 1,000 scouts here in Wyoming County. You know, everyone says it's a game changer, and it really truly is. This type of labor and this type of opportunity we've never seen in a lifetime, and super excited about working with Wyoming County. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to, there's co-champions here in Wyoming County, so I'm going to turn it back over to President/Champion Silas and let you take it from here. Thank you.